Continuing our national development series, here is another very important topic, that is India's smart cities. And where does these smart cities come? India's smart cities should come in wasteland, and this will give a 200 years prosperity, which is one of the basic surmise of secured governance, to give 200 years of prosperity and happiness and development for the country. Now, let us understand why all the small things which people may consider small is important. Urbanization. What do you mean by urbanization? When certain places in the country becomes what we call as more developed, there are more roads, more infrastructure, more electricity. There's a tendency for people to go to the place. That's why whenever we have got big cities like Bombay, Delhi, Chennai, Calcutta, Bangalore, there are a lot of people there. It goes right from 2 million up to 25 million, which is Delhi and Bombay's. Now, this has to be taken care absolutely properly, because smart cities should never have more than 2 to 5 million people. If this should, today it is going in leaps and bounds, because other places are not as much developed. So when we talk of other places, I've written a book on smart cities, where I'm saying that smart city has to go to the village level. This village, every village should be a smart city. Now, every village, if it is a smart city, a person in village will never feel like going to city. Or a small portion may go, and as much some of the portion may go from city to village also, because infrastructure is good, systems are good. So the idea is some of the big smart cities should come in various districts. Yes, India should have anywhere between 200 to 400 big cities also. And right till the village level, that means almost 6,68,000 villages are there in India. They all should be smart villages or smart city villages, since smart city is a terminology which is liked by people, which is also a war cry for India's development. So once we call these, whatever we technically call them as nano hubs, are in place, then the question is, where should they come? Where should all the development take place? Here comes a very interesting concept, that is wasteland. India has got almost 5,60,000 square kilometers of what we call as wasteland. This wasteland belongs to nobody. Wasteland is a non-development land. And for some reason, few of the wasteland has been nomenclatured as it should not be developed. There is no reason for that. That has to be slightly seen. Or even if you don't disturb that, if you take just 5% of this 6 lakh square kilometer land, which will come to almost 27,000 square kilometers, for next 200 years, we don't need anything else. There's enough for India's development, because everybody will be there what they are. These are additional places. This development itself may take almost 20 to 50 years. Then there is no need to hurry the development, but the development should start immediately, because this particular land does not spoil anybody's livelihood like a land taken from a farmer. This land is available for the purpose for which it is there. It is just like in Mahabharata, there are Indraprastha and Hastinapur. Hastinapur was a wasteland, Indraprastha was the, Hastinapur was. So, it developed within 2 years' time. Okay. So, Indraprastha was a better place than Hastinapur when it was developed. So, same way, all the development can take as fast as we want. Of course, we also should not over-hurry this development, because they will have their own consequences. And this development should be planned for 200 years, implemented in phases, for every village to be a smart village, smart city village, whatever we call it. And then every city should be, in fact, going down in population. Then the livelihood will be there, because every city should not be known only by the GDP numbers. The city should also be known by what we call as the happiness index. Happiness index will come once we ensure that the people's requirements are taken properly, technological is properly made inroads into the every livelihood, and people are not made into a bunch which can give rise to only not so happy people living in the place. So we believe that by having degraded or wasteland as a development center, our 200 years of prosperity, which is one of the this thing of secured governance, will ensure India to be a happy country. India should be a developed country, and India to be a leading country in the world. Thank you.